So, okay. Right. So good. Yeah, that's definitely a good comment. And I'm going to, yeah, I was going to say basically, this is maybe the second text of this kind that we do, if you count, well, the previous one. And I don't know, I think it's better to just like do like maybe one or two texts, even three. And then it becomes kind of clear, like the pattern and everything, so that I don't know. I think you kind of passively get like the I don't
I
know
see what you're
the
saying. You
other
can
points.
basically study a few of these basically contracts, and after you've read three or four, you'll basically know how they're typically set up. Or you could do it the other way around and say, hey, let's look at translated contract and see what the standard
Yeah.
formulas are that you would use. Either way should work. You're right.
I was just thinking about it, yeah, because well, to date, I've only really done the latter. I mean, I've only really done the way we always did, basically. So we just go through the text, and then after quite a few texts, I just explain well the structure and everything. But maybe I should try doing like, as you said, reverse. So just start by illustrating how they're composed and what comes when. And so yeah, I can try that. I'll try making something for next week.
Hey, we're studying Sumerian, so we're used to hardship.
Indeed. Right, right. Yeah, another thing I was gonna do is I was gonna add a sign list maybe, because I think sometimes you end up like wasting, so to say, a good 10, 20 minutes just looking up maybe one hosting sign just because you cannot find it. And it turns out to be like a part of a personal name, which is something you really shouldn't be focusing on. But the thing is, personal names often includes names of deities and stuff. So you have like the divine names, and then you know they're not really the focus of the thing. So maybe I could just include them in the word list or in some other list so that you waste less time looking for them.
Not a
But
bad
yeah,
idea, I think.
all right,
Let's
all right. So I
let's
think
get
if you guys have
started.
any questions on the grammatical remarks, then we can go through them. Otherwise, I think we can just work through the text.
I propose let's just get started, and then we can
All
do
right,
the remarks as we go through it.
good. So, all right. So, what am I doing? So, I already have this on the side. I can just do this. So, let's do this. Good. So, number one. What do we have here?
I can try to take this one. So number one is like you said, number one,
Right. Yeah.
and then it's I think a shekel, a ging four,
Right.
and it's of silver, kubabar or kukbabar.
How many oud? Just one, so it's babar one. All right, all right. So, one gin of cool babar. Let's not translate anything yet.
Right.
Line number two. Rasmus, you want to have it?
Yes, that starts with an A2, and then ur,
Right.
then that's a dingir,
Good.
and that's the sound, that's the sign for im, or in this case, ishkur,
Right.
which is, I think, a logogram for the storm god.
You are correct. For some reason, my S with the thing on top is not working, so I'll have to rely on the IPA charts.
Are
Uh,
you by any chance in the wrong font?
no, no, no. Sometimes it happens on my computer. I don't know why. I haven't
Huh.
found a solution yet. But oh, let me guess, it didn't work. Right. So then we have to do this, and this, and this, and then we are good, alas.
By the way, it seems we have lost Chuck. Where's Chuck?
Yeah, yeah. He said he was going to make it this week. Now he said he's very busy with work, and he
Oh,
usually has to like, I
Oh,
don't know,
Gabriele, it seems you accidentally superscripted the two.
whoopsies. So
Yep.
yes, basically when someone's absent, he has to make up for them. So sometimes he's busy with work.
of course,
Uh,
you know, it's clear there.
uh, Quite a shame. I hope we can make it next week though. I did send to him the exercises, so you can still send me the stuff, and I will try and correct it. So
Sounds good.
right. So yes, Ishkur. One thing about the one. So for some reason, at least according to the Akkadians and stuff, so when it's written like this, so vertically, it's written as dish. Sorry, it's pronounced read, understood as dish. Well, when it's like this, horizontally, it's understood as ash. And ash, is used all throughout cuneiform history, and it's still used by the times of the Assyrians. So far so that you write Assyria, Ashur, with the sign ash.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, but we don't know why it's pronounced differently. So I just assume this one has to be a dish. Should I write it? Yeah, probably.
Yes, I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
Side note there, in Egyptian, the
Chuck.
horizontal ones are used for days. So there's also a differentiation there between horizontal and vertical numerals.
Gotcha.
They're pronounced the same way, in all likelihood.
Good. Interesting. I see Chuck has made it.
Hey, there you are.
Greetings, fellas.
Good to
Glad
see
you-
you.
Long
We were
time.
just talking about you.
Same here. Same here. I'm a little unorganized, so pardon me. And I don't know. I didn't get much homework in, but I'm here.
No problem. Yeah, we're going through it now. So,
Good to have
so
you.
we're working through the text. We are now at line number 3. Do you want to do it? Or should Aurelio do it instead?
I can do that one if you want to. Chuck another minute to warm up.
All right, all right.
So this is a long name, luckily. Well, first of all, key. That's easy.
Right,
Then a slightly misshapen Lugal.
right,
An A2,
right,
a Z, ZI, and then
Right.
Da. And it
right,
falls off the line, but the last character is a Ta, which makes sense together with a key.
right. You are absolutely correct. Spot on. So Rasmus, you want to do line number 4?
Yeah, that's a bit more difficult. So the first one is Munuskur, which is to be read as Gemetu,
Right.
a female slave.
Cool. I didn't get that. I found it eventually, but that's a cool. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Mhm.
Munuskur, yeah, it's a bit weird looking kur. And then the next one is a Dingir,
Right.
and that's a Nun, the sort of prince sign, and then Gal, easily recognizable. And
Right.
then the last one could be sort of anything like K4 or Lil 2. I think it's the Lil 2 sign here. Okay, no, sorry. Okay, it's the K4.
Right. Yeah, we'll see why. It's a grammatical element. So
Yes,
as for the
of
Geme-
course.
Munus, of course, stands for woman. While
And Kur is the foreign determinative.
right. So how is this to be interpreted? How is this to be understood? Perhaps a foreign woman is a slave, maybe just in origin, maybe not. I mean, speculations, of course, we may never know, but this seems almost self-evident, I guess.
I think the deal is with the Sumerians as well as the Egyptians is that they would normally enslave sort of they would go to war against people and then the captives would be enslaved, I think.
Yes. This could easily be the origin of the writing of the sign. So yes. All right. So line number 4 is complete, I think. Yes. Does anyone want to do line number 5? Not too much excitement.
What I had come up with when I was going to do it was in line 5 is it's like it was like ooh it was like ooh
Right.
shoe
Right.
oosh oosh and it was like a durin
Correct.
dur Duran, Duran, Dura, Duran.
Yeah. Then don't beat yourself up with the pronunciation because we have absolutely no idea how it's to be pronounced. So
Okay.
Duran, yes.
It should have been written twice. Come on.
Duran, yeah. Or Kevin Durant.
Duran, Duran.
So yeah, I'm just gonna point out that there's U number 3. But yes, you are absolutely correct. That is indeed Duran. And then the last two are, in my opinion, well, easier than the other ones. I think at least. This one is a very common one to come across.
Dumu.
Right.
Dumulu.
Kind of looks like it. I'm gonna
Knee,
zoom in as much as I can. Sorry?
knee,
Right. This is a knee.
Hey.
Do we want to see a good knee? A knee of sorts? An exemplary knee? We can. This is how it's supposed to look like. And
Do we need a
as
small
always,
shrubbery?
yeah, Volk does not help. Well, good. Good
I
Do
work.
we
think
need a shrubbery to satisfy the knee?
All right.
So
so I love it when if you zoom out a bit on the tablet
Okay.
on the right, you can see it's sort of like the writing continues uh, past the edge of the tablet.
Yep.
So and this always strikes me as odd, but because of course the reason is that the tablet has a right edge. The tablet isn't paper thin, right? So you can write along the edge.
Right.
And what I'm thinking is that when they do that, the signs perhaps get a bit distorted, and that's why they're written not entirely as they should be.
Well, yeah, I guess that is one explanation. But well, still, I think this is written really badly. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't look any good. It's ghastly.
Mm.
And we know that Volk is no stranger to writing things ghastly. I mean, we have seen text where we had to ditch his drawings to just focus on the real tablet because they were so ghastly that.
Yeah.
So yeah, moving on to line number 6. Good work, Chuck. So does anyone want to do line number 6?
Mustafa, we haven't heard you yet.
Ooh,
I mean,
we've been called out.
pass me.
Sorry?
Ush,
Reverse. The other way around.
shu,
Right.
shuma,
Almost. That's a ba in Sumerian at least.
shuba, ba,
Again,
ba. I don't know.
this is a
Like
T. And the last
T.
one is
Yeah, T. Yeah, shubati. I don't know that sign.
no worries. This one is a Esh. Maybe Esh.
Okay.
No. Let's check. Is it Esh1 or Esh2? I think it's Esh2.
yeah, it's true.
Right. Good.
I'll
I
take the
think
next one. It's an easy one.
what is it? Oh well. Yeah, I guess.
Kind of. So it's Iggy.
Right.
You had lost that. Ur
Right. So it's him again, I think.
Dishkur. Yeah, exactly. Ur Ishkur.
Good.
What is cool?
Dishkur. I was contacted about a Dishkur.
Right.
Okay, so I can do this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's Iggy again, Dumu, and then Ur,
Right.
and then that's Dingir and Su. but Dingir and Su needs to be read as Dingir Suen,
Right.
which
Good.
is of course the moon god.
Right.
Question on this. He does that on the other side too, right? The dingir and the N together in a really nice ligature. Is that a common thing, or is that more like
I
his
think I've seen it quite often.
Yes, especially when I mean,
Volk does it several times, or he has it in tablets.
yeah,
Is the Zuen related to Sin?
yeah, it's the Sumerian reading for the sun,
Ah, okay.
so to say. Yeah, it's the moon god.
But I think it's really nice how that sort of places the Dingir sign to the top left of the real
Yeah.
writing, just as we do in transcription or transliteration.
Right.
Right.
It's very common to spell out Enlil
Mhm.
and Enki and stuff.
Got
You
it.
just put it on top. So yeah, it's a ligature. I mean, they do it on purpose. I think, at least.
It
Well,
looks nice as well.
So I understand we are through with the first tablet. Yes, good. All right, all right. So tablet number 2.
Deadly silence.
Come on, guys. All right, I'll do the first one then. Again, Iggy, a Lu
Right.
without a gal, so just a Lu, and then Dingir and Ishkur again.
Right. Wait. There we go. All right.
This guy has a lot of witnesses. Hey, hey, hey. We're counting backwards now?
You're right. Sumerian convention.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, this line is fun.
I was just going to volunteer, but then I realized I can't remember the second sign. The square with an U inside of it.
I think that would be poo 2 or
Ooh.
poo 3.
Ooh.
2. Good.
Utu.
And then that's a Ta
Right.
and Dumu and Lugal and our good old friend, the Pac-Man like Chetu.
Right.
And then the latter one, is that a Gi? Ik? What is this?
Yes, it can be read as eek and it means door, but it
Yes.
also has another meaning and reading. I think it would be gal 2 or gal 2.
Oh, right, yes.
Probably
I
gal
can't
2.
remember that.
Yes. You see, the first one is eek indeed, but the second one will be ngal. So I'm just gonna copy it. Wait, I think it's not working. Wait, what is this? No. Right. So analyzing like personal names is always very interesting. So regal is actually a word, and it means abundance,
Hmm.
and it is also a adverbial noun. So that means it comes from a verb whose base is actually, I mean, of course, ngal, which is to exist, to be present in a place. And re is a model prefix, which we can understand as a affirmative in this case. Or if not an affirmative, as a francative. So literally, it means let it be here, let it come forth. And that for the Sumerians was abundance. Yeah, as Aurelio pointed out, a good thing it's puta dumu and not dumu puta. That got me as well, actually. Yeah, that got me as well.
For the tiny group of overlapping Hispano-Outlanders and Sumerian speakers, yes.
For the non-Hispanic and not Spanish speakers, domo is son and puta in Spanish means, well,
it means what it means.
yes, a woman of not so good
Of ill
custom.
repute.
Yes.
All right.
Right. Right. Line number 11, I think. Yes. Oh, this one is a very particular one.
Oh
But
yeah,
maybe,
that's the one you have in your notes.
right. Do we want to read the notes?
On this
Oh,
part,
yes.
perhaps we should.
Right.
That was a tough one.
Good. Up, 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 up. Okay, this, I think, yes. So, in Sumerian you have, I mean, we mainly distinguish between aspects when it comes to verbs. So we have a past or non-finite imperfect aspect. So which is basically an action that is ongoing, distinct from a finite or present future or perspective aspect, which is an action which is complete. So he was going versus he went, he arrived. And we also have different ways of saying if. One you usually use for actions that happen in the past. So with the hamtu, with the imperfective, and that's basically like an English if. And of course, it is. I mean, it goes by itself that in a legal dispute, if you like writing a tablet about, I don't know, the verdict to a legal problem. So you are talking about things that happened in the past. So you're gonna use tukumbi, which means again if. So you use that. Instead, the second way of expressing what in English we have as if is udda, which literally translates to in the day, which I guess you could also translate as whenever, in case that. And that one you usually use with actions that are not complete, so basically the future, because it describes a hypothetical situation in which something happens and then you have to use, I mean, another perfective or what's it called? Perfective or maru form. It's very abstract, but I think it's gonna come clear when we use it in the text or when we see it. But for now, just know that you have two ways of saying if. One you usually use for things that happened in the past, and one you use for like hypothetical things that might happen in the future.
Right. I see.
So for this one, you use the one for past actions, so to say.
Something that confuses me a little bit about the explanation, but maybe it becomes clearer when we're wrapping up the text. I mean, for me, if as opposed to when, always assumes that the situation hasn't occurred yet, right? And it just differs by how hypothetical they are. Like, for example, I don't know. If a house gets struck by lightning, the house will be burned.
Yes.
That's a general statement that basically just indicate if then, this will always happen. This is just the way things are. If he were to come to town tomorrow, I'd take him out. It's an like an irrealis kind of condition. Under the hypothetical circumstances that he does that, I would do this. So I don't quite see how there could be a past tense aspect to it, because that would be more like a when, like whenever he came to town, he would stay at my house. That would be more like a past tense when, but no an if. So how do those two map onto those different dimensions? To kumbi.
You can use it for the past tense. You can say, if he had got home before, then he would have, or if he was at work, he would have known that. Or
Oh, you think of that as a past. I would think of that as an unreal condition that's not.
okay. But if you're like solving a crime scene, you could say, if he came around at this juncture in time, then
it would have taken 15 minutes to get there. Yeah, okay, that's true. I never thought of that.
Your first example was if the house gets struck by a lightning, then blah blah blah. And that would be the reality. So you would use the present future one. But you could also say if the house was struck by a lightning, as when you already have the house, you see that it's clearly, I don't know, burnt up or destroyed, and you are trying to identify the cause. You're like, if it were like people who destroyed it, then blah blah blah. But if it was the lightning or whatever, then blah blah blah. In such case, the action is complete. It's in the past, so you would use the Tukumbi one, the perfected one.
Huh. Okay. All right. Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's instead when you have, it's like in German you have wenn and falls, I think. So similar concept, I think. Probably.
This is a deep rabbit hole. Honestly,
Yeah.
the Venpals, the cum in Latin, they all have so many distinct
Yeah.
use cases, depending on what you use with them. I think it's a deep rabbit hole, but a super interesting one. Maybe let's just continue, and I'll park my question for.
Wrapping it up, you have the house, it's destroyed. If you
Right.
are trying to understand like who destroyed it, blah blah blah. So if it was him, if it was that, but it's not gonna happen in the past, like making hypotheses and stuff, then you use the one the Tukumbi. While if you have a house and it's intact, and you go like, okay, if it were to be destroyed, this is an irrealis.
Right.
So that is to be understood as a maru, if of sorts.
I got you. Makes
Right.
sense. Kind of cool.
Good.
See you
Right,
next week, guys.
Sorry?
I mean, see you next week. I'm going.
Okay.
Oh,
Bye bye.
I'm
See ya.
All right, all right. So right, and the way it's spelled is also very much ghastly by itself. Right, like this.
mm.
And
It's pretty darn weird, if I may say so.
Yeah, that threw me off. That's like,
because yeah, sometimes we understand the logic like behind compound words, but this one is just, I think, beyond our understanding.
How would you read this?
The
Shu
first one,
Turula or something?
yes.
Which doesn't mean anything, does it?
I mean, if you translate it word for word, and you can make up a sentence basically because you have a subject, a verb, and but I mean, hand. And if you read it as a ngar, then we might have a verb. Shungar. No. A metal vessel. What? No, I'm not looking for this. Sgar too. Shungar. No, it's not a okay. It's not a verb. But yeah. So it's probably hand thing, son, or to be small, la. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think anyone is actually.
Elamite. It's Elamite.
No, well, let me think. No idea. I can't come up with anything.
All right, next one.
All right, all right. So 11. Oh, so right. This is Tukumbi.
Mhm.
Well,
I can take the next one.
right.
Next one is Nga, Nga2, then La, then Ba, and Doug. Well, supposedly Doug. Honestly, that's the third sign that somehow looks like it's the same. But yeah,
Right.
Ngalabadak.
No, but oh, so the nga is not attached to the la.
Right. Is the La attached to the Badak?
I think it's not actually. Wait, yeah, it's a word by itself. Badak, like this, yeah.
All right.
I think I put it in the word list as well. Yep. To stop working, to be idle. 13. So one is a number, the other one isn't.
Yes. I stumbled
one
over
is
it too.
The
Right.
first one is the share sign, barley, isn't it?
Yes.
And
The
the next one is the number 6,
Correct.
which needs to be read as Ash 3.
Right.
Perhaps Yash, because something that it's sort of a combination of Yah meaning 5 and Ash meaning 1.
Right. Yeah. Numbers from 5 to 10, I think, are just combinations of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really the Yash. So why not? You see, but it's yeah, 5 plus 1, which in this case is Ash and not Dish. So when is which? Yeah, no idea. So share, Yash, then we have this bad boy.
Yeah. So what is that one?
It means force in Russian.
A shame I
help.
don't know enough Russian then.
All right. Sila.
Sila. Okay, right.
Sila is
Sila.
fancy.
And that
Yeah.
looks a lot like a tar.
Yeah, it does look like a tar. Yes, that looks like a tar.
And then that's an A.
Right. Good.
And then our beloved Ang sign. It's Ang 2, isn't it?
Correct.
And then I guess you need to take the one below. That's a dam,
Right.
meaning partner or wife or
Yeah, it's a self-standing word.
yeah.
Good.
I know that one. That's very easily read. That's Mu
Right.
Lugal
Right.
Lugal B
Mm-hmm.
Lugal B. Um, it looks like the in
Yes, it is.
in um huh
Pa, yeah. I think it's part 2, isn't it? Or part
huh
3. I don't know. Yeah, part 3.
Is that the same as Ru?
The latter part is Ru.
Oh, right. Okay, so it's Igiru. Yeah.
Yes. I forgot what Ru stands by itself. Stands for
Impose. Okay.
yeah. So to impose the I is Pa, which is to show.
Yeah.
Right. I think we have quite a few lines. Yeah, 3 lines more.
All right.
You see what these lines have in common? No, never mind, they don't. So something like that. But nothing in common.
Well, the next one is a month, namely Iti, She,
Right.
Saga, and then I have Q5.
So it
The Saga
She.
11, I believe, actually. Now that I read my notes again.
Right. Saga.
Q5.
Right.
And that is a particular month, the 12th month, according to Volk.
Right.
The month of barley. Or
Yeah, I'm not sure about the reading of
Interesting
Saga. I mean,
didn't look that far. Is it?
don't know. It's just Etut means a month, right? And Et is a
So
yeah,
Iti is
so
a
it's
month.
probably the month of barley harvest. I
Yeah.
think Hayes mentions it in his chapter on months.
Oh, very cool.
So from the so from the Sargonic times onward, you would count years with, I mean, you would mention what month it was. And then when it comes to years, you would just name the year after something noteworthy or remarkable that happened in that year. And you usually put it on at the end of the tablet. So this is that. So let's see line number 16.
So
That's
that's
a
the blue.
moo,
Yeah.
Right.
ma, moo, ma, moo. The year, moo, magor, moo,
Right.
magor. Can you
Yes.
zoom in slightly?
Sure. Here I suppose, right?
Mach, mach.
Mach. Indeed. Let's do the last one.
Here we have the ligature again.
Yes, we do. So it appears.
Yep.
Anger. Now I know it. I know that one.
So N with the dinger sign.
In there.
Yep. Kyoda.
In there, la.
Right. So that would be La too, I think. Good. Ba. Sorry, I was not supposed to write it. Now you know. No, sorry, not Ba. Never mind, yeah, it is. What do we have next?
That one's up, isn't it?
Right.
Do 8.
Right. Good.
Yeah.
Also sometimes read as Gaba, I think. But yes, do 8. Good. Very good.
All right. First one done.
I don't know about you guys, but I think we are spending way less on cuneiform than we used to. I mean, we are going through this way faster than we used to, which is good.
That's what the Assyrian said.
Yeah.
Couldn't help it.
Good one.
Especially around the 700 BCE when they changed to writing Aramaic.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Spending way less time on cuneiform.
You know, that's actually this fantastic tablet where some satrap in some province is writing the king of Assyria saying, please let my master allow that I write to him in Aramaic on papyrus. And the king of Assyria writes back, I shall allow no such thing. You are to write me with cuneiform on tablets of clay.
I've
So
seen that one, yeah.
He'd have none of that Assyrian parchment.
Right. It was good enough for our forefathers, it's good enough for us, basically.
Yeah, what text is that? I like to have that.
Yeah.
I can try to find it. It was in a book I read.
Yeah.
The great thing about that reply is that if it hadn't been for their insistence on writing sort of cuneiform on tablets of clay, then we'd have no knowledge of this because all the papyrus from that period is pretty much gone.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
A
amazing.
lot of clay outlasted everyone. All right. So good start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we can work through the translation next week.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Great. And it's going to be a lot of help with the glossary you've provided.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I want to get into that.
Quite good, yeah. All right. So next week, unfortunately, no Ditilla text yet.
But the week after that, then.
Right, and no, never mind. So next week we have the course, the beginner's course is gonna start.
Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's going to be good.
right, I hope many people show up. I sent about 20 emails, but I still am not
I'll be
sure.
there.
Yep.
Good.
I'll be there. Aaron will be there.
That's reassuring. That's a good 3 people at least. That's enough to make a
I'm
cake.
gonna be here. Don't worry.
Good. All right. So next week I'll see you with some beginner Sumerian, I guess.
Yes.
So
See if I can bring anybody.
good. If you could, that would be amazing. And then
Definitely.
2 weeks from now, we're gonna keep doing this tablet. And yeah, that's the plan for now, I think. Then we're gonna keep alternating the two groups.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So
Gabriele,
I
thank
like
you
it.
always. See you in a week.
see ya.
Hey,
Thank you,
see y'all in cyber world.
Indeed,
Bye-bye.
indeed.
Bye.
Good point. Bye bye.
Yeah.